you'd have to be an actual sociopath to do that, and I am not.
What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new miniseries Apple Cider Vinegar. Let's rock this. Ah yes, another new miniseries about another white woman con artist. You've seen Inventing Anna about the fake heiress Anna Delvey, right? And you've seen The Dropout about the blood test fraudster Elizabeth Holmes. And now this. So what is my overall verdict of Apple Cider Vinegar? Well, there are a total of 6 episodes, and I've already watched all 6 of them since you'd like to know. And look, I'm not a fan of it. Just being honest with you, I'm not a fan of this show. There were parts of it that got me like, okay, this might go somewhere interesting, but the sluggish pacing frustrates me. And keep in mind that there are about 3 main plots going on, 3 different key characters crossing paths. One of them, of course, is Belle Gibson, played by Caitlin Dever. So this is a case of divided concentration, where it bounces like a pinball from one to the other. So it's a little bit bloated, and there are moments when the story wants to forcefully spoon-feed you the emotional beats. Here, feel this. Here, feel that. It's cancer, goddammit. Feel it. But I just couldn't care less. Created by Samantha Strauss and directed by Jeffrey Walker. Set at the birth of Instagram, Apple Cider Vinegar follows 2 young women who set out to cure their life-threatening illnesses through health and wellness, influencing their global online communities along the way. All of which would be incredibly inspiring if it were all true. This is a true-ish story based on a lie about the rise and fall of a wellness empire, the culture that built it up, and the people who tore it down. Starring Caitlin Dever, Alicia Debnam-Carey, and Aisha D. So, as I was watching the episodes, I quickly realized that, oh, this show is not just about the takedown of Belle Gibson. This entire show is purposely designed to mock and debunk any notion that suggests that you can cure cancer by juicing. And you know what? Apple Cider Vinegar is preaching to the choir, because I was already in that camp of not believing the juice stuff and believing in the medical science instead. So I'm not sure which audience this show is supposedly targeting actually, because turns out it's not me. I'm not the one needed converting. But this also means that this is an agenda type of show. Now, credit where credit is due. If there's one thing that stands out the most about Apple Cider Vinegar, it's undoubtedly Caitlin Dever. Well, for an American woman like her to nail the Australian accent perfectly, and I mean perfectly, that in and of itself is incredibly impressive, because it's one of the few accents on earth that's difficult to pull off. On top of which, Caitlin Dever once again goes to show all of us why she is one of today's most astonishing young actors. Because as Belle Gibson, Caitlin's magnetic, evocative performance just captures your attention completely. Despite Belle's story arc or character development that's wobbly and cringy at times. Having said that, I still don't understand why they did not cast an actual Australian for this role. I mean, it's not like they run out of performers. Australia keeps sending their talents to Hollywood with all the Hemsworth brothers and the likes of them. But hey, I'm not against this switcheroo at all. And surrounding Caitlin Dever with actual Australian co-stars does lend the show its credence. I do like the competition angle of the story between Alicia's character and Belle Gibson. Remember I said earlier, this might go somewhere interesting. Well, that's what I meant by that. But I don't quite like the way that it ultimately culminates in the last 2 episodes. It just abruptly collapses, and it feels so tediously anticlimactic. Obviously, the other 2 somewhat fictional plots exist to emphasize and re-emphasize the fact that the lies that Belle Gibson spews out there could harm people. Especially with us living in today's day and age when folks tend to worship social media influencers. So in that sense, Apple cider vinegar does do its job as a cautionary tale about yet another snake oil saleswoman. But I just find the show's blatant effort to demonize an alternative lifestyle to be a bit heavy-handed, and it eventually becomes a bit of a turnoff. And it takes too damn long to address the points that we already could figure out within the first couple of episodes. The show does manage to dissect the nature of Belle's pathological deception, brilliantly delivered or embodied by Caitlin, I might add. But other than that, apple cider vinegar is painfully mid. And finally, and this is just my personal observation, did you know that Anna Delvey went on to participate as a contestant on Dancing with the Stars? Did you know that Elizabeth Holmes' prison sentence has been reduced? And did you know that the real Belle Gibson still has not paid her fines for committing those charity frauds? Last I checked, she hasn't even spent a single day inside a prison cell. Oh man, if that is not an indictment of a morally bankrupt white woman privilege, where we live in a society that fails upward and rewards bad people, then I don't know what is. Accountability be damn, right? So yeah, overall I give apple cider vinegar the rating of 2 out of 5. It's not the hair-raising scandal story I expected it to be, but some audiences might get easily triggered by what Belle did, and that's more than enough for apple cider vinegar to stir some buzz that just comes and goes.
You'd have to be an actual sociopath to do that, and I am not.